something you want to do because there's just no way to look good. Hi guys.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Pretty good.
Hi.
So is it fun being the villain?
It is the most fun. It really, really is. Although, with that being said, I like being the good guy too. Probably just because I don't do it much, so it's a novelty for me. But it is so much fun. They are, well, villains are the heroes of their own story. You know, they don't look at what they're trying to do as bad. They don't look at themselves as bad. They look at themselves as going, well, no, I'm in the right here, and he's stopping me from doing what it is I'm trying to do.
World domination, that's my right.
Exactly. There's doesn't make me a bad person, you know. And they tend to be a little more extravagant, a little less restrained. And that's always fun to do as both an on-camera actor or as a voice actor.
So would this be channeling your inner Caesar Romero, your inner Jack Nicholson, or something a little darker, like inner Heath Ledger in there someplace?
I approached it once I found out that they wanted me to do the role. That's when I went back and I really dug into everything from Mark Hamill to Heath Ledger to Jack Nicholson to Larry Storch, who did it for the Super Friends. And because I wanted to come up with something that was unique. What's difficult about that is, my God, Mark Hamill is just so amazing. And there was really no way that I could approach it without having that in the back of my head. It's like, wow, I want to be that good. I want to be that good. And so there was probably more of Mark Hamill that wound up in my version of the Joker than anything else. Also because Mark's approach was dark, was maniacal, it was threatening. And I thought, wow, that's really fun. So I approached it like that at first, and they had to kind of rein me back because they're like, dude, it's Lego. Okay, just not quite so twisted. So we played with the voice for a while, made him, he's a little lighter, he's a little sillier. I think he might have a little less danger to him than Mark Hamill's Joker. He has a little more vocal affectation. We played with that to make him sillier, to make him a little bit lighter, because we wanted him to be approachable as well. And that's what we wound up with. Oddly enough, when I went in for the audition, I did that version, and then they said, okay, well, give us the Jack Nicholson version too. Wait till they get a load of me. So I did that. And when I got the call telling me that I had booked the role, they didn't tell me which one I was doing. So I showed up, and it's the first day of recording, and I'm looking around the room, and I'm already nervous because, there's Troy and Travis and Laura, people that I know and really admire, and Rob Paulson and Charlie Slaughter and all of these really heavyweights. And at first I'm thinking, one of these things is not like the other. What am I doing here, kind of thing. Our first day of recording started out with the Joker laugh, and then about a page of Joker monologue, because the script is very Joker-centric. And I'm like, okay, wow, I'm gonna do this in front of all of these people. And then I hear, okay, we're gonna play you your reference coming from the booth. And they play the Jack Nicholson one. And everybody in the room looks at each other like, really? Okay. And then we hear, sorry, yeah, that's wrong one. And then they played the right one, and it was like, oh, okay, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Now, how did it feel? I know you've told me about working with Clancy and the type of ideas, but with Clancy being the straight man in this, and you bouncing off of that, how did that dichotomy work?
It was so much fun. First of all, Clancy's great. I mean, he's so good, he's so talented, he's so gracious, and he's so giving as an actor, and he was so much fun to work with. Because Lex Luthor and the Joker have they're the evil plotters in this. They teamed Clancy and I up for a large part of the dialogue, and we interact like an old married couple, whereas we're picking on each other and insulting each other, and it's sort of, we were supposed to be the evil flip side of Batman and Superman in the way that they have an antagonism that works so well. We're the dark side of them. But that was just so much fun. Had such a blast.
Were you allowed to go off the script at all?
We did not. No, they were very specific. We, I mean, with certain things like interpolation and efforts and things like that, and hms and ha's or laughs, you know, because they didn't tell me specifically how to laugh. They just said Joker laughs, and. So we had a tiny bit of latitude there, but that was pretty much it. No, they had honed the script to be exactly the way they wanted it to be, and we were all very happy and respectful of that.
So for is it easier to be in the same room with, or does it help in terms of your evilness to have the heroes in the room that you can record with, so you can get that?
Oh, immensely. It helps to have anybody that you're working off of. But I was standing right next to Travis, and so with Travis being all Boy Scoutish and Supermanish, it was sort of like, oh, I am so gonna just run circles around you, kind of thing. So yes, very much so. Very much so. It helped my characterization quite a bit.
We're going to wrap.
Quite a bit. Are we? All right. You're rapping in 2 minutes. I'm a terrible rapper.
Was it the developing the voice help you with developing the character as well?
Oh yeah, very much so, very much so. And there's a lot of physicalization, as you can imagine, in the Joker. I mean, you can't stand there and do it with your hands in your pockets. You know, if you're laughing, you're laughing like this, and he's got a lot of flourish. The Lego Joker has a lot of flourish to him. So I was just swinging my arms and big things like this and smacking Travis in the shoulder, and it was very. They took a lot of energy. So at the end of the session, it was like, all right, I'm ready to. I sleep now. Sure. I don't know. But yes. Yes, your question. Of course. I think in my brain had skipped back a question. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Or did I go on a long-winded rant that meant nothing?
It was the question of whether actually developing the voice. Since you said there was a process, does that help with the character as well?
Oh yeah. Yes. Very much so. Because like I mentioned, the Joker's voice has a lot of affectation. So he's got a kind of a faux culturedness to him. It's like, well, what are we doing now? Sort of thing. Stretching out a lot of his words, and again, imagine that he's doing this a lot of times.
What was your favorite gag?
We gotta end it.
Your favorite gag?
My favorite
joke?
The chicken. The chicken. Yeah. It's short, but it's there, and it was like, the chicken. It's great.
Where you go?
Restroom.
Okay.